My name is Faye Merritt. I'm 31. 3 weeks ago, my husband slapped me in front of 550 guests at our anniversary dinner. And 550 people laughed. My father-in-law had just toasted my replacement while I sat at the table. My mother-in-law had handed me my third Gucci apron in 3 years. My own husband was holding another woman's hand under the table. When I stood up to speak, his wedding ring split my lip. They didn't know the 2 words I was about to text my dad. They didn't know those 2 words would erase their family from Boston real estate in 72 hours. Before I take you there, if stories like this one matter to you, please like and subscribe. And in the comments, tell me where you're watching from and what time it is for you right now. I read every one. Now let me take you back 3 weeks, to the night I still believed love was enough. Let me back up further. 4 years. The first dinner I ever had at the Alden house in Brookline. I wore a gray sweater I'd owned since law school. I brought a pecan pie I'd baked that morning at 6. I'd met Declan 8 months earlier, and I loved him the way you love someone you haven't told the whole truth to yet. Vivian opened the door. She looked at my sweater for 3 full seconds. Oh, Faye, how delightfully homespun. She did not take the pie. She handed it to the housekeeper. Raymond was in the library. Whiskey. Eyes on me before I sat down. Tell me about your people, Faye. I'd practiced this. My father works in automotive. My mother passed when I was 19. Raymond smiled. Automotive, so he's a mechanic. He started out that way, yes. A grease monkey. He turned to Declan. Son, you're marrying down. Declan laughed. It was soft. It was short. But he laughed. Vivian touched my wrist. Oh, honey, that's so sad. About your mother, truly. The word sad got stuck somewhere between her throat and her teeth, like she'd never used it before. I excused myself to the bathroom. I stood at the sink. I looked at my face in the mirror for a long time. I decided, quietly, not to tell Declan who my father really was. I wasn't ashamed. I wanted to see if he would stand next to me when he thought I had nothing. That decision would cost me 3 years. It would also save me everything else. When I came back, Declan was laughing with his father about a tennis match. He did not look up. Here's what I wasn't telling him. My father's name is Arthur Merritt. He is 62. He has a permanent grease stain on his thumb knuckle that he got in 1987 changing a timing belt, and he will show it to anyone who asks. In 1985, he was a mechanic in Worcester. He made $9 an hour. He bought a failing garage for $17,000. Then the lot behind it. Then a strip of commercial zoning nobody wanted in 1991. 35 years later, Merritt Holdings manages $3.2 billion in real estate and private lending across the East Coast. My father still drives a '92 Ford F-150. He still wears flannel to board meetings. Bankers mistake him for the HVAC technician, and he lets them. My mother, Ellen Merritt, taught me one sentence before she died. Faye, let them underestimate you. It's the cheapest advantage you will ever get. She said it from her hospital bed. I was 19. I wrote it down. I started hiding my family the day my high school boyfriend found out and asked me to buy him a car. I got into Boston College law on my own transcript. I paid tuition with my own scholarships. I took a job at Bergman and Rowe instead of going in-house at a firm my father silently owned a stake in. My father agreed to stay out of my life on one condition. Kiddo, the day you need me, you call, and I come. I was 25 when I made him that promise. I thought I might never use it. I used it 6 years later, with my lip bleeding, at the Four Seasons Ballroom. Declan Alden walked into a pro bono legal clinic in Dorchester on a Tuesday in March. His firm required 10 volunteer hours a year. He thought he'd stay 1. He stayed 6. Then he asked me to dinner. I said no. He asked again Thursday. I said yes on Saturday. For 11 months he was kind. He remembered I hated cilantro. He brought chicken soup when I had the flu and didn't comment on my apartment. He asked about my father exactly twice. Both times I said, he fixes cars. He lives alone. He's fine. Both times Declan nodded and let it go. I thought that meant he respected me. I think now it meant he didn't want to know. He proposed at the faux shop on Dorchester Avenue where we'd had our second date. The ring was his grandmother's, small, real. I said yes. I called my father from the sidewalk. Dad, I'm getting married. A long pause. Then, he good to you? Yes. He know? No. Another pause. You want my opinion or not? Not yet. Okay, kiddo. Call me when. Raymond insisted on a prenup 3 weeks after the engagement. His voice on the phone to Declan was loud enough for me to hear through the wall. Son, we're not letting some Worcester girl touch the company. I smiled at the ceiling. I called Gregory Finch that afternoon, my father's general counsel for 25 years, the man who reads a contract the way my father reads a brake line. Gregory, I need you to review something, quietly. Gregory laughed, low and warm. Kiddo, I've been waiting 3 years for this call. The prenup was signed in a mahogany conference room on Federal Street. Raymond sat across from me in a $3,000 suit. Gregory had given me 16 pages of notes the night before, highlighted in 3 colors. The document ran 49 pages. Raymond's lawyer walked through the Alden schedule first. Commercial holdings, residential, cash positions. I listened carefully at page 47. And the senior lending facility, Raymond's lawyer said, 1.8 billion gross, 840 million senior loan held by Merit Capital, LLC. Raymond waved a hand. Boring part. Move on. I held my pen very still. I looked at the carpet pattern for 3 breaths. I did not look at Declan. Then I signed the separate schedule for my own assets. $184,000. Condo on West Brookline Street. 401k. Honda Civic. Student loans paid off. Raymond glanced at the total. He smiled at Declan. Son, we locked the vault. Declan smiled back. He did not read my page. I walked out of that building, drove to my apartment, and called my father from the parking garage. Dad? Kiddo? Alden Properties owes Merit Capital $840 million. Long silence. Yeah. Didn't think it mattered for you. You want me to unwind it? No. You sure? I'm sure. Kiddo, you are marrying into your own collateral. I know. What do you want from me? Stay out. Until I call. He exhaled. How long you planning to wait? Until I know who he really is. Gregory Finch's fingerprints were on every clause that would one day protect me. I did not know it then. I know it now. The first Christmas, Vivian wrapped my gift in silver foil. I opened it at the dinner table. 17 people watching, a Gucci apron, cream with a stripe. Oh, honey, for the kitchen, aspirational. Laughter around the table. Declan laughed too. I laughed at myself because that seemed easier. I put it in my closet. The cousin's wedding, spring, year 1. Vivian seated me at the children's table. There was a mix-up with the cards, sweetheart. The kids love you anyway. I ate chicken nuggets next to a 9-year-old who asked me if I was a grown-up. I said, sometimes. Raymond's 65th birthday, year 2. He toasted Declan in front of 40 people. My son married kindness, not class, but kindness is important too. Declan kissed my cheek afterward. He's just like that, Faye. Don't make it a thing. Year 3, second Gucci apron. Year 3, cousin's baby shower. Vivian introduced me as our Worcester girl, still learning. I started a notebook, black moleskin, $14 at a papyrus on Newbury Street. Date, quote, witness. I did not know what I was building. I only knew that memory was a liability I could not afford. My best friend Nora Callahan sat across from me at a Thai place on Tremont. Faye, why are you still there? I love him. Faye. I know. Your love is a luxury he cannot afford. I laughed once. I stopped laughing. I went home that night. Declan was on the couch watching ESPN. I said, I had a hard day. He said, and did not turn his head. I opened the notebook. I wrote 1 sentence. He did not turn his head. I closed it. Raymond called Declan into the Alden conference room on a Monday. I heard the call on speaker because Declan forgot to close the den door. The 3-year is a PR event. Full stop. 550 guests. Boston Globe, Boston Magazine. Mayor's office confirmed. You will behave like a CFO. Your wife will behave like a wife. Declan. She always does. She wears beige, she smiles, she has no opinions about the Holloway Vances. A long pause. Dad, is Cressida coming? She is seated at our table. Dad. Declan, do you want the chair or not? I want the chair. Then you behave. The call ended. Declan came into the kitchen where I was chopping carrots. He did not say I'd heard. He did not say I hadn't. He said, Babe, I need you to smile a lot on Friday. We have a business situation. I said, What situation? You won't understand the finance. I finished the carrots. I said, Okay. That night my phone lit with an email from Gregory Finch. Faye, Alden Properties Q4 compliance report filed today. 3 debt covenants in breach. Continuous since month 14. Merit Capital Compliance Desk has been holding the default letter at Arthur's instruction. He asked me to tell you nothing has changed. He is waiting on your word. GF. I read it twice. I put the phone face down. Declan came out of the shower. What's wrong? Work. Good. I need you solid on Friday. I'll be solid. I went to the closet. I took out the beige dress Vivienne had approved. I hung it on the back of the door. I looked at it for a long time. The Four Seasons ballroom holds 550 at round tables of 10. Marble columns, 3 chandeliers, a string quartet in the corner playing Pachelbel on a loop, like someone had paid them to stay polite. I wore the beige dress. I wore small pearl earrings, my mother's. I don't lie about that part to myself anymore. Cressida Holloway Vance was at the entrance when we arrived. She hugged Declan for 4 seconds longer than she hugged me. She hugged me for 1. Raymond introduced me to a state senator. This is my son's wife. She's local. The senator shook my hand. Which firm? Bergman and Rowe. Contract work mostly. His eyes flickered. Your name is Merritt? Yes. Did you argue the Whelan pension brief last year? Raymond's smile caught. I wrote it. The senator nodded. Masterful. Raymond pulled the senator toward the bar before he could say more. Vivienne appeared. She lifted my face with 1 finger. She wiped a corner of my mouth with a napkin she'd already used. A little smudged, sweetheart. I let her. Nora texted me from her apartment. How is it? Starting to look like a setup. Faye, leave, now. 1 more night. I need to see the whole shape. Faye, Nora, trust me. I put the phone in my clutch. I found our table. Table 1, Raymond at the head, Vivienne to his right, Declan next, Cressida next to Declan, her parents after that. Me at the far end, between the centerpiece and a man from a commercial bank whose name I didn't catch. I took 1 breath, then another. I had survived worse dinners, I thought. The amuse-bouche arrived. Raymond tapped his glass and turned the table toward him. Declan's wife does contract work, very earnest, small firm, something about pensions, fascinating really. Laughter, small, polite. Cressida laughed longest. I smiled. I thanked him for the kind words. I ate the amuse-bouche. Vivienne leaned toward Cressida's mother. She's very grounded, Worcester girl, you know. Cressida's mother said, Oh, how refreshing. Her tone made the word refreshing sound like a synonym for a kitchen sponge. Declan did not say anything. He cut his scallop into quarters. The state senator across the room lifted his glass toward me. I lifted mine back. Raymond caught it. He leaned over the floral arrangement. Friend of yours, Faye? He read my brief. Ah, the Whelan thing. Must be satisfying to be useful. It is. I'm sure the pensioners appreciate you. 58,000 of them do, yes. Raymond's fork paused over his plate. Vivienne filled the silence. Faye, darling, tell everyone about your condo. It sounds so cozy. 600 square feet, 1 bedroom, South End. Cressida's mother. Oh, that's adorable, I smiled. Thank you. Declan, finally. We've been talking about upgrading. Have we? The table went still for half a second. Declan's ears went pink. I mean, when things settle. Raymond rescued him. When things settle, my son will have options he does not currently appreciate. He looked at Cressida. Cressida looked at Declan. Declan looked at his plate. I opened my clutch. I checked my phone. Arthur had texted once. You eating, kiddo? I typed, slowly. He typed back, me too. The second course came out. Vivian stood up with a small box wrapped in gold. I have a little something for our anniversary, girl. 500 faces turned. A Globe reporter lifted her phone. Vivian handed me the box. Open it, sweetheart. I opened it. Gucci apron, dark green, embroidered with a bee. A beat of silence, then laughter, breaking in patches across the room. A child at a nearby table said, Mom, did she win a cooking prize? Vivian. It's her third, one for every year. She held up 3 fingers for the Boston Magazine photographer. I folded the apron carefully. I set it on the table next to my bread plate. Thank you, Vivian. You always know what you want me to be. A few laughs, nervous now. The Globe reporter's eyebrows moved a fraction. Vivian sat down. Her smile flickered. A mother at the next table whispered to her daughter. I heard it because she whispered badly. Poor girl. 3 years of this. Her daughter whispered back. Why doesn't she leave? The mother said, They always have a reason. I looked at the apron. I looked at Declan. He was examining his water glass. Raymond filled the silence. The aprons are a running joke. Vivian has a terrific sense of humor. She has remarkable consistency, I said. Cressida laughed too loudly. You know, I cook too. It's so important. Declan said, Cress is an incredible cook. Cressida put her hand on Declan's forearm. I saw the hand. So did Vivian. Vivian did nothing. I took a sip of water. I thought of the moleskin at home. I thought, tonight, I will stop writing things down. I put the glass down. Raymond pivoted the table conversation. He spoke loudly enough for the neighboring tables to enjoy. Cressida's father, Owen, runs Vanguard Partners. Real capital, real builders. That's the game now. Cressida's father nodded. Owen had a jaw like a piece of furniture. Declan and Cressida were at Choate together, Raymond went on. Class of 2011, small world, small class. They've stayed close. Cressida laughed. Very close. She squeezed Declan's arm. Declan did not pull it away. A woman at the next table said, loud enough to count as audible, Isn't he married, though? Her husband hushed her. Vivian said brightly, Old friendships are such a blessing. Don't you think, Faye? I looked at her. I think they should stay old when people are married to other people. A small, sharp silence. Raymond chuckled. Oh, Faye's being protective. It's adorable. I did not say adorable back. I drank my water. Cressida leaned across Declan. She spoke to me for the first time that night. Faye, we're just old friends. Don't be insecure. 15 words. I counted them later. She had rehearsed it. I smiled. I'm not insecure, Cressida. I'm observant. Her smile dropped 1 millimeter. Declan said, Babe, please, just eat your fish. Babe. He had not called me babe in 4 months. He had called me Faye in every argument since February. He was performing. For his father, for the Holloway Vances, for 547 other people who thought Cressida was a candidate. Raymond raised his glass. 2 old friends, he toasted. Cressida toasted, Vivian toasted, Declan toasted. I held my glass level. I did not lift it. Raymond turned to me with a new smile, the smile he wore when he was about to do me a courtesy. Faye, how's your father? Still tinkering? He's well, thank you. Does he still have that little garage down in Worcester? He has a workshop, yes. I keep meaning to send him a car. My Mercedes has a belt wine. Figure, keep it in the family. Laughter at the table. The bankman next to me laughed politely. Cressida's father did not laugh. I noticed that. Declan laughed. He laughed the loudest. His head tipped back. He said between breaths, Dad, stop. He'd probably charge you regular rate. More laughter. Declan, warming to it, louder now. We tip him on Christmas. It's cute. The table laughed harder. I watched my husband for 2 full seconds. I had seen Declan laugh at many things in 3 years. I had never seen him laugh like that. Eyes bright, shoulders up, performing. The laugh of a boy at his father's feet who had finally been led inside the joke. He did not look at me while he laughed. He looked at Raymond, and Raymond looked back at him like a man